Hello everybody. This is the notes for section 2.3, applying deductive reasoning. Basically, we're talking about arguments. If you have this, then you're going to have this, and then what can you draw from another conclusion? So, the idea of deductive reasoning. Before we talked about inductive reasoning, that was looking at the patterns, you're making conjectures. You just kind of see something, you think, I think this is what it is. You don't have any rules or properties or laws or just, things that we know are true. We're just making guesses at what might be true. That was inductive reasoning. Deductive reasoning actually uses facts and definitions, like it says, accepted properties, laws of logic. All right, so we're using things that are known to make conclusions. It's called deductive reasoning. We're going to be looking at two different types of laws of logic. Law of detachment and law of syllogism. I never use that term. I'm always going to call it chain rule. That name makes more sense with what it is, but we'll talk about it in a couple minutes. So, the law of detachment. It's also called a direct argument, but it just basically, it follows a form. Right? If the hypothesis of a true conditional statement is true, then the conclusion is also true. And so really, what you're looking at for using this idea of a law of detachment is this format. Okay? You have a conditional statement. This statement P is a hypothesis, statement Q is a conclusion. So the way the argument is shaped and formed, you have your conditional statement. If the hypothesis, then a conclusion. And then what you're going to have is a specific statement about whatever statement P is, whatever the hypothesis is. The hypothesis might be if angles are congruent. And so what you would have in right here is specific angles. Angle A is congruent to angle B. It's a specific statement about something. If you have this conditional, if P then Q, and then a specific statement about the hypothesis, your conclusion is the specific thing about statement Q, the conclusion. All right, kind of a weird thing to look at in a general format, but this is the format you're looking for. So, down to the example. It says, use the law of detachment to make a valid conclusion in the true situation. All right, so we're looking at that form. If two angles are right angles, then they are congruent. All right, if two angles are right angles, that is our statement P. That's our hypothesis. Then they are congruent. This is our conclusion, statement Q. Now what we have is, again, our hypothesis. Two angles are right angles. Here's the next statement. Angle C and angle D are right angles. That's a specific statement. So what we're looking at is this format. Our argument is if P, then Q. If two angles are right angles, then they are congruent. Now we're saying right here, these two angles, angle C and D, they are right angles. Okay, it's our specific statement about our hypothesis. So, a valid conclusion using the law of detachment, just following the form, therefore, our conclusion is statement Q. Well, Q was they are congruent. So, angle C and D were the right angles. If two angles are right angles, angle C and D, they are congruent. That is our valid conclusion. All right, it's just following this format. If P then Q, make the statement P, we have our conclusion, therefore Q. So, two angles are right angles if they are congruent. Angle C and D are right angles, therefore they are congruent. That's law of detachment. Okay, second example, part B. If Nathan is enrolled at Heartland High School, then Nathan has an ID number. Nathan is enrolled at Heartland High School. So what is the valid conclusion? Well, again, looking at the form, here is statement P. Then Nathan has an ID number. That is our statement Q. We are then making a specific statement, going back to the hypothesis P. So our argument takes on that form. If P, then Q. We make a statement P. If those things are true, our conclusion, therefore Q. All right, so in this example, if Nathan is enrolled at Heartland High School, then Nathan has an ID number. Nathan is enrolled at Heartland High School. The valid conclusion, therefore, Nathan has an ID number. That's law of detachment. Okay. Second video, we will do the chain rule.